Good morning, everybody, and happy Wednesday.
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 I
Oh
know.
my
I'm a little
goodness.
messed up on my days too right now. So
I
tell me
really thought it was Tuesday. How crazy is that? So happy Wednesday. This is Website Wednesday, and we are here with Teresa Schlup of Web Designs by Teresa, who is my web designer, and she could be yours too. And if you need one, she should be the one you choose. So I am loving this topic because how color affects your brand and your website. I mean, color psychology is really so interesting.
it is so incredibly fascinating. And honestly, I went down a great big old rabbit hole researching this particular blog post because it is so fascinating to me and how certain colors can evoke feelings on opposite ends of the spectrum, depending on shades, tints, hues, things like that that you select. And so I mean, it really is something that just completely fascinates me. I'll
Yeah.
stop not, I'll try not to dive into that.
No, but it is interesting because I was an art consultant and for 17 years. And
Mhm.
one of the things when we went into medical facilities or like commercial, we had to really think about who's walking through the space. What is the feeling we want to evoke? What colors, right? You don't want to put red in a medical office because people are already nervous, and red and orange will raise blood pressure and things like that. So,
Right.
what did you find with the psychology
Well,
of color related to websites?
so and I'm going to tap into that red too. So red and orange, they are perfect colors to build enthusiasm. And so a lot of brands go with that red or that orange or something like that because they want to build excitement and enthusiasm in their brand, in what they're creating, because they're excited, they're
Mm,
enthusiastic. But here's the thing, that enthusiasm and excitement can easily translate into anxiety and overwhelm. And so that's why you really want to be careful. And so exactly what you said a moment ago, how do you want your color, your clients to feel? What do you want them to say about you when you leave the room? What That's your brand right there. So how do you want them to feel? And you've got to go deeper than just, well, I want them to trust me and know I'm dependable and know that I'm honest. Like you really got to go deeper than that in order to pick the brand colors that fit you and fit you well.
hmm.
So in my own brand, for example, I want people to feel that they are supported, that they are heard, that they are sitting down with a trusted friend, having a cup of coffee and talking about putting their baby online, basically, because your business, it becomes a child, it becomes a baby. It is something
Yes.
that you are so deeply ingrained in. And to put that out on the web for everyone to see is an incredibly vulnerable moment. So I want my clients to feel like they are with a person who they can rely upon, who is going to listen to them, who's going to hear them, who's going to see them completely for who they are and help display them in the most perfect way, which is why coffee is a big part of my brand because I want it to feel like a coffee chat. You know?
Black and white. Well, I got black, you have white. Um,
Mhm.
so how do you pick your colors then? What are some tips for like how to use the color psychology is getting that what do you want your clients to feel and what represents you? And obviously it has to be a little bit of what you love too, right? It should.
It's got to be. If you do not love your branding colors, they are not the right colors for you. And keep in mind, you can adjust. So let's say red and orange are your favorite colors, but you're concerned about that anxiety aspect of things. Choosing the right shades, you can choose a softer shade of orange that is going to
Mm,
speak to creativity. You can choose a maybe a darker, richer shade of red that speaks of luxury or something like that. So
yeah.
you really have to play around with it. So you've got to love your colors, but you also have to know how do you want your clients to feel, and you've got to go deep in that particular. That's, to me, is the biggest thing, is to go deep in that. If you're just trying to convey an in the moment excitement, you've not gone deep enough. If you're
That's so
wanting,
hard.
it is so hard. And we get stuck in this color paralysis. And one of the colors that we get stuck on is blue. Blue is a really popular color because blue is the symbol of trust, dependability, honesty, those kind of things that we're talking about.
Really? Because I just think it's water, it's calming, it's soothing.
It's calming, it's soothing, it's peaceful, it's tranquil, but it's also authoritative and integrity and responsibility. And so looking at that, how do you want them to feel? Do you want to position yourself as an authority, you go with a darker shade. You want to position yourself as that calm, tranquil aspect of things. You go with a lighter shade. But then again, you've got to think about who your customer is. So
Right.
let's say you're working with people who are dealing with depression issues. Because I actually am working with a client right now who works with neurodiversity in her clients and helping bring in the right color, the right decor to help with their particular neurodiverse issues. You're working with a client who's particularly depressed and you go with all these shades of blue that are calming. Blue is also depressing. There's a
Oh,
negative trait to all colors that can be depressing as well. So while blue can bring in calming, you would want to complement that with some other colors, like with a softer orange, because that's going to be hopeful.
right. That's
You
part of
want to
what I have
hope.
in my, like a peach almost,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes, and you wanna feel hope as well. And so it really is like, first of all, have fun with it, and if you're spending weeks picking colors, you've overthought it way too long, and you're stuck in paralysis, and I've got a course that will help you, or hop on a call with me and let's do your branding. But if
Yes.
you spend an afternoon diving deep, you can really get into who your customers are, what you want them to feel. And in this month's blog post, I actually break down the colors and give you the basic positive and negative traits
Ooh.
that that you can do when it comes to, or
Pick.
that you can feel like. So again, like looking at, so blue, we have some blue, but we have orange. I remember when you wanted orange in your brand.
Well, because I was told that an orange button for a call to action, like sign up for my Profit Insider, fill out the application here, should be orange or red. Because, like you said, maybe it evokes excitement and it
Mhm.
pops on the page. So I thought, oh, we should put some orange in.
Right, right. But again, the right shade. So looking at this, so orange is, I'm just going to read off some of these. So it's optimistic, sociable, enthusiastic, creative, warm-hearted, agreeable. It's also can be perceived as superficial, inexpensive, dependent.
Oh,
Exhibitionist, prideful, and insincere. So this is where you really want to think about, if you're wanting to say, like, I want to communicate by now, is that the is that a brand color, or is that a marketing campaign for promotion, like one promotion? So you want to
yes.
think about it in those percent. If you're wanting to purvey or portray a feeling for a particular product, a particular promotion you're doing, that's not brand colors. That's promotional pop colors that you could bring in to do things.
Oh, okay. But this is so hard because you said orange and then you said a bunch of positive things and then some negative things. I'm the person who always focuses on the positive things and don't
Mhm.
really look at them because I just don't look at it. But this is subconscious. This is proven
It
color
is subconscious.
psychology.
And that's where I say, when it comes to, you've got to trust your intuition.
Yeah.
Intuition is such a powerful point of business. So when it comes to putting together these colors, let's say you put together these colors and you're stuck and you're really not sure and you really don't know what to do and you're stuck in this paralysis moment. Put them together in a color palette where you can see them together, close side by side, and then step away. Take a deep breath. Take 3 deep breaths. Take 3 days. It's okay to step away from something and
Yes.
then come back and tap into your initial feeling. Does it make you feel the way your customers want to feel? My colors, I've tweaked them. In fact, I tried to tweak them recently to go a little bit more trendy, and it
Hmm.
did not feel right. I went back and made one tiny change to a color that I never even used in my color palette anyway, so nobody knew it was part of my brand. So how does it feel? How does it make you feel in that moment? When you think about the position of being in your clients, how do you think they would feel? That's when trust that. Your brain is going to have an editorial and a million things to say about why you should do things this way, and it's going to contradict itself, and it's going to go on for weeks. But your heart is going to know exactly what is right for you.
Yeah. Don't overwrite your heart. Can you hear the landscaper outside? Because
I
the
can hear
figure,
the landscaper.
you can?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh my God, it's so annoying. I just get on and here they are. Figures, but joys
Yeah,
of
it's
working.
not bad.
Okay, good. Here's when I went through my branding process many, many moons ago, and you know this story already. They sent me to Pinterest and they sent me to
Mhm.
branding companies on Pinterest. And they just said, create your own, like, I like this. So to pull things over to a private board And when they looked at it, they pulled out the outliers. Like for some reason, I liked a red one, but everything else was soft blues, let's say. So they're like,
Mhm.
you were in the mood that day. And I did. I took a week, and every day I went on
Yeah.
and I looked at fonts and colors, and I created this whole Pinterest board for myself, got rid of the outliers, and then lived with the middle of the road for a while and went, yeah, which ones do I like? And that's how I started it. So is that one of the methods that you find to be helpful?
Absolutely. And so that's one thing, like the client that I'm working with who is dealing with, a very special niche, she wanted to go safe and she wanted to go to those calm, tranquil colors, but they really weren't speaking to her. And I knew she didn't like them. So I did the exact same thing with her. I want you to create me a mood board in Pinterest. I want you to pick out anything, artwork, pictures. I don't care what it is. I don't even care if it's a branding thing.
Right.
I want you to pick out things that appeal to you. And what we came up with was a beautiful color palette that has some vibrancy, but also has those feelings that she wants to tap into.
Oh,
It has everything that she's looking for, and she loves it. And so that's where you have to trust your intuition and don't rely 100% on that research. You've got to just know. And sometimes you need that second eye to help you figure out what is the right colors for you, in all honesty.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when I did my own website in the beginning, we've talked about
Mhm.
this. I picked really like turquoise blue and I thought, oh, I love this. And then a year later, I hated it. I was like, it's too like tinny and bright and like it just wasn't the feeling. And that was my gut. And oh my God, these landscapers are going to drive me crazy. Okay. So it's getting louder. It's getting closer to the
No,
window.
it's okay.
Okay. So other tips.
Don't be afraid to just settle on something and get going. Like, you can change. When I launched my business originally, my web design business, my colors were purple, lime green, and I don't even remember what else. They're beautiful colors and I like the combination to some degree, but they were not me. And while they kind of tapped into what I wanted for my clients, they weren't me. And so 2 years into it, I completely changed my color palette to what I have now, which is basically fall colors. I mean, that's what I go with because those are my signature colors.
Right.
And so don't be afraid, like just start and do it. Just like with you had that turquoise blue for a while and all of a sudden you're like, this just doesn't work. I tried it, but it doesn't work. And then how long did you have those richer, more luxury colors with the darker blue and the gold? You had those for quite a few years.
Yeah, I was going to say 3 or 4 years at least.
And then 2 years ago, you're like, you know what? Things are shifting.
Yes.
Things are shifting in my
I feel
business.
different as a business owner, as a coach, right? So people go like your business is like an artist's life,
Yeah.
right? The cycle of your business, it's going to morph, it's going to change, and you're going to feel differently, and you're going to be attracting different types of people over your career, right? So you do have to sometimes modify your colors.
And you shift. And we made a huge shift in your branding colors. Was it, a year or two ago? I can't remember now.
It was 2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. And a huge shift. And it was a good shift because it's where you were at in business. So
Yes.
don't feel like when you make a decision that you're stuck with it with the rest of your life and you have to be there. It's where you are right now.
Right.
And if it feels good to you, go with it. In 6 months, if it's not working, you're not bringing in business and you hate those colors, change them.
Yeah, well, I know I hear everybody going, yeah, well, that costs money to change them. So I try to make the perfect decision before I even get started. But the perfectionism is what locks people up to even get going, right?
I'm just going to say this, the perfectionism is going to cost you a lot more money because when it comes to changing your brand colors, if you have taken steps to create good, solid foundation, yes, you have old marketing materials out there. So does everybody. Coke, you could still find something about new Coke probably on freaking, and that was, I don't know when that was. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody has old branding materials. Who cares? You don't have to change them. You don't have to do anything. You can shift the color palette of your website quickly, simply, and very inexpensively, if not for free. You can start doing different colors in Canva, and that's not going to cost you anything. So the argument of it's going to cost so much money, yes, if you go with a big branding agency, it's going to cost you a lot of money. But if you are doing this on your own to start off with, it doesn't cost you anything.
Right.
Perfectionism is
The delay in decision making and getting it out there so the public can find you is what's going to cause the delay.
That's what's going to cost. That perfectionism is going to cost you
Right.
so much more than spending an hour making some tweaks on your website and adjusting the colors in a logo or something like that.
Right.
I mean, even so, you could send your logo off to somebody on Fiverr and say, change it to these colors, and it would be $5. So that is an argument that just supports procrastination, or progressive branding, as I often call it. And it's not an argument.
Branding. I love it every time you say it. Procrastinate. Wait, say it again.
Progressive branding. You're progressive branding. Get your butt out there. I think I changed my brand in my web design business in its early stages. I think I changed it probably 3 times in the first year, from name to logo to colors.
And you're still here making money and in business.
And I made money then too.
Right.
I made more money then because I wasn't waiting to get out there, waiting to put myself out there.
Right.
I just put myself out there and was like, that's not working. Let's change it.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything that we missed?
No, I don't think so. It is a very big topic, and it's very weighty, and it's easy to get sucked into it. So I encourage you, if you're looking at doing your own brand or picking some colors, or you're not sure where to begin, check out this month's blog post, because it gives you some good tips. There's also a link to my free course in there that is helping you. I've got a free course library, and a lot of that is about branding, getting clear on your core values and how you want your customers to feel, selecting your colors based on that. It's a really powerful course that has helped so many people. In fact, I'm working with a client now who knew his branding hands down because of the course. So like, it's a really powerful course, and it's free. It's out there because I want to support you. I remember what it was like to get started in the world and not have money to do a whole lot of things, but having time to try and learn. So get out there, do it, and have fun with it. Enjoy the process. It should be fun.
Yeah, when you're branding yourself, it should be fun. It should. I love your branding pictures and your coffee and your dogs and your hat. Like, it's fun. And when I looked at your pictures, I'm like, she had a lot of fun doing that. I could tell.
I had a blast. I had so much fun. In fact, I think I'm going to do it again. And it took me years to convince myself to do that photo shoot, but I'm looking at doing it again this summer.
Good for you. Yeah, I'm doing new branding photos in High Point in a couple of weeks. Awesome. And you need to do that once in a while too, right? It's like this, just always evolving as people, as businesses, as websites. So if they need your help, we put the link in to be able to find you, read your blog, go to your website. And I have to tell you, Teresa's free courses should be very expensive. So take them while they're free. And, as web designer coach, we do put out a lot of free content so people can see what our knowledge is. So then when they do need help, they know where to go. And that is a great starting point. If someone comes to you already taking your branding course, it's so much easier for you and them to get through that process.
Oh yeah. It was easy to go through and fine tune a couple things, do some minor tweaks, and we were on our way. So yeah.
Amazing. Okay. All right, everyone. We will see you next month for Website Wednesdays. Thank you again, Teresa, and everyone go check out the blog and check out Teresa's website. And if you need help with your website, contact Teresa. She's the person. All right. Okay. Thank you. Bye, everyone.